All right, strap yourselves in for this deep dive. We're going deep into, well, the Necronomicon.
Whoa. Okay, hold on. The actual Necronomicon.
Well, not exactly, but close.
Yeah.
We've got this text claiming to be, get this, a Portuguese translation of Frank Ripel's, what was it?
La Magia Stellare.
La Magia Stellare, yeah. And it claims to have the real Necronomicon tucked inside.
Oh, wow. So we're talking like a book within a book situation.
Exactly. A book within a book. Not just any book, the Necronomicon. But what makes this even weirder is it's not just some, dusty old grimoire. This thing's got structure.
Structure. Okay, I'm intrigued.
Yeah, so 2 parts. Part 1, the supposed Necronomicon itself, 4,000 years old, supposedly from an even older text, something called the Sothanarum.
Sothanarum, never heard of it.
Me either.
Yeah.
But part 2, that's where things get really interesting. It's all about this modern esoteric order, the Ordo Rosa Mystici.
The Order of the Mystic Rose. Wow.
Yeah. And they say they hold the keys to understanding this whole ancient wisdom thing.
So, 2-for-1 special. An ancient text A&D, a modern group claiming to know its secrets. Where do we even begin with this?
Well, the text dives headfirst into this pantheon of deities called the Ancient Ones. Seriously terrifying beings ruled Earth way before humans were even a thing.
Ah, yes, the Lovecraftian crew.
You got it. Cthulhu, of
Right.
course, the big guy snoozing down in Orlais. But it's a whole lineup of these cosmic horrors. Azathoth, Primordial Chaos, Nyarlathotep, the Crawling Chaos.
Don't forget Shub-Niggurath.
Oh, right. Shub-Niggurath. Black Goat of the Woods with 1,000 young, the whole shebang. In this book, it doesn't just name drop them. It gets into their origins,
Like where they came from.
Yeah, and how they got banished to this place called Earth Below.
Yeah.
And how they're, just biding their time to be unleashed on us poor, unsuspecting humans.
Definitely some nightmare fuel.
It's enough to make you sleep with the lights on, for
Yeah.
sure. But what's really chilling is how it all ties into Lovecraftian horror, the sense of cosmic indifference.
Oh, absolutely. This feeling that the universe is so vast and powerful and humanity, well, we're just a tiny speck in the grand scheme of things.
Right. And it plays on that primal fear, that fear of the unknown, of things we can't even begin to comprehend. Makes you think,
It does, about our place in the universe. What else is out there that we don't or can't see?
And it doesn't stop there. It describes the 12 worlds where these ancient ones got banished to, each one ruled by a different deity. And then there's this place, Kadath.
Kadath, the dream city, hidden away in that icy plateau of Leng.
Leng, yeah. And it's not just a physical place, right? It's like this dream city on the edge of reality and the dream world.
The book implies it holds some kind of key to divine knowledge.
So we've got these terrifying deities, hidden worlds, a mysterious dream city holding ancient secrets. It's like a cosmic horror starter pack.
It is. And the thing is, this Necronomicon, it doesn't just describe the problem, it hints at solutions, too.
Solutions? You mean like ways to fight back against these cosmic horrors?
Not necessarily fight back, but maybe manipulate energy, connect with cosmic forces.
Like cast spells and perform rituals.
Maybe. The book mentions these 3 words, Arihu Sher Uhumro, like keys to unlock some hidden power.
Sounds intense. But doesn't it also warn about the dangers of this stuff?
Definitely. The text stresses self-mastery, understanding the consequences before you mess with these forces.
So it's not just a how-to guide, it's a warning, too.
Yeah, like, hey, this knowledge is powerful, but use it wisely or you'll pay the price.
Knowledge is a double-edged sword, right?
Yeah.
Especially when you're dealing with forces you don't understand. And speaking of knowledge, this book goes deep on signs, symbols, even machines used to channel this cosmic power.
Like a blueprint to bridge the material and spiritual worlds.
Exactly. 5 specific seals, each with a different function. Antherone for binding entities. Nuhuru for focusing the magician's will.
Il Shunlo for various powerful operations. Luz for absorbing stellar energies.
La Rolsha for defense and offense. And then there are these 3 types of machines, some purely material, some purely spiritual, and some, get this, existing in both realms.
Wow. So it's like we can use these tools, these rituals, to connect our human will to the forces shaping reality.
It seems that way. But there's this underlying theme, this
What?
idea of balance and consequence.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And you see it most clearly in the story of Kadath.
Kadath, another city of the Ancient Ones.
Right. And it fell not because of some outside force, but because of the just Lord's own hubris.
Their pride led to their downfall. That's a powerful message.
It's a warning, I think, against arrogance, against overreaching. And it connects to the Dagon story too, don't you think?
Yeah, like humanity might be making the same mistakes,
Yeah.
repeating history.
Exactly. The more knowledge and power we gain, the more we risk becoming arrogant, losing sight of our place in the universe, and that could lead to, well, dire consequences.
Maybe even the return of the Ancient Ones. Yikes.
It's a chilling thought. Makes you think twice about messing with forces beyond our understanding.
For sure. But this Necronomicon, it's not just about cosmic horror and forbidden knowledge. It gets into some fascinating symbolism too, like the four corners of the earth.
That's a really interesting section. It goes beyond literal geography, you know? Each direction has its own powers and dangers.
Like a map of the human psyche.
Or stages of spiritual development, maybe?
I like that. But let's be real, it wouldn't be a Necronomicon without some doom and gloom, right?
You're telling me! And that's where the Black Crystal of Astar comes in.
The Black Crystal. Fill me in.
It was this incredibly powerful artifact housed in a temple in, wait for it, Atlantis.
Atlantis. Seriously.
Yep. Gave its users unimaginable power. But when Atlantis sank, the crystal was lost.
So lost treasure shrouded in legend. Classic.
But the book goes further. There's this prophecy that the Black Crystal will be rediscovered.
Rediscovered by who?
The returning gods. They'll use it to regain control over humanity. Chilling, isn't it?
Definitely gives you goosebumps. Makes you wonder if it's just a myth, or if that crystal's out there waiting to be found.
Right. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. We haven't even touched on the Ordo Rosé Mysticae yet.
Oh yeah, the secret society. Maybe they know where the crystal is. Or maybe they have even more unsettling secrets.
We'll have to wait for part 2 to find out.
Here we are again in the dark side of the Necronomicon. As I said before, it's not obligatory for every chaos magic practitioner, but for those who use Necronomicon, it's very important. Not because it's good or not because it's bad, but because it's both of them. The duality have a little space right here. So when you deal with chaos magic, it's very important you know about Necronomicon. So for those who follow Necronomicon, it's important to know the history around this book. This book may be a fiction. This book may be true. Maybe John Dee made this book long before H.P. Lovecraft. But it's not important as what you will reach with that content. So we follow this path. Here in Chaos Magic Time.
This Necronomicon is a wild ride. Man, that Black Crystal story really gets under your skin, doesn't it? A lost artifact, unimaginable power, just waiting for someone to stumble upon it. Makes you wonder what other secrets are out there, hidden in the shadows of history.
It really does. And you know, the thing that struck me is how it ties into that whole cycle of hubris and downfall we've been talking about. Atlantis, this advanced civilization, they fall because of their arrogance. And now this crystal, a symbol of their power, could be the key to humanity's downfall too.
It's like history repeating itself. A warning sign we seem to keep ignoring.
Exactly. And it makes you think, what's the biggest warning sign for us right now? Where are we going wrong?
Ooh, that's a tough one. So many possibilities. But if I had to pick one, I'd say our disregard for consequences, especially when it comes to technology.
Ooh, that's good. We're so obsessed with progress, with pushing the boundaries, that we forget to ask, hey, what could go wrong?
Right, the unintended consequences. And that brings us back to how this Necronomicon frames knowledge. It's a double-edged sword, right? A tool for good, but also incredibly dangerous if misused.
It's like the book is saying, here's all this power, but use it wisely. There's a price to pay for messing with forces you don't understand.
Exactly. And speaking of not understanding, what about Frank Ripel himself, the author? Who is this guy?
Yeah, good point. What do we actually know about him?
Not much, unfortunately. Information about Ripel is scarce, almost non-existent. Some people even question if he was a real person.
Wait, seriously, so we might not even know who wrote this supposed Necronomicon?
It's possible. Adds another layer of mystery to the whole thing, doesn't it? Makes you wonder about their motivations.
Was he trying to warn us? Or was it all just a story, a really good horror story?
We might never know for sure. But that's part of the fun, isn't it? Speculating, piecing together the puzzle.
It's like we're missing half the pieces.
Yeah.
But that's the allure of the whole Necronomicon myth. A forbidden text, whispers in the dark, secrets passed down through the ages. It taps into that, that primal curiosity.
Totally. That desire to know what's hidden, what's just beyond our reach. And it makes you think about how this Necronomicon fits into the larger Lovecraftian mythos.
Lovecraft himself created the Necronomicon as a fictional book.
Right.
A symbol of dangerous knowledge.
Right. But La Magia Stellare takes it a step further, presents it as a real book with instructions, rituals, the whole 9 yards.
It's like Ripel, or whoever wrote it, took Lovecraft's idea and fleshed it out, made it into a whole system of magic and cosmology.
And by adding the Ordo Rosa Mysticae, they grounded it in a modern context. Suddenly, it's not just an ancient legend. It's connected to a real group, a secret society.
And they claim to have the keys to unlock these ancient secrets. What are they up to? What do they believe? Are they a force for good or something more sinister?
So many questions. And unfortunately, Ripel's book doesn't give us any concrete answers. It's like he's saying, go find out for yourselves.
A challenge. But before we get lost in conspiracy theories, let's zoom out for a second. We've talked about ancient deities, forbidden knowledge, the potential for wonder and terror. What does it all mean for our listeners?
That's a great question. I think the most important takeaway is the power of belief. Whether you believe in the Necronomicon or the Ordo Rosa Mysticae, these ideas have power. They make us question our assumptions, consider what might be out there, beyond what we think we know.
It's like getting a peek behind the curtain, a glimpse into a world of hidden knowledge and secrets. Makes you realize how much we don't know.
Exactly. And that's the beauty of exploring these topics, confronting the unknown, asking the tough questions, even if there aren't easy answers. You might discover something new about yourself, about the world.
So for our listeners who are feeling adventurous, I say go for it. Do your own research. Explore the world of esoteric traditions. You might be surprised by what you find.
But remember, caution and discernment are key. As we've seen, knowledge can be a powerful force. It's up to us to use it wisely.
We are and live here to enjoy life. Avoiding this means avoiding being ourselves. One of the ways people like to live is by learning more. And that's why I make these podcasts about books and about chaos magic. Here in Brazil, we are all educated to be cheap. That herd education to be socially accepted. So I thought that the popular objection to chaos magic would be very intense. I was wrong. Here people are eager to learn and practice things that work for us Brazilians. It's not different outside of Brazil, but since English is not our native language, communication is a bit rigid. Anyway, I now make podcasts in English because just as many other people also liked them. I believe it is important to use these podcasts as a basis for at least Chaos Magic group to start discussions about them. However, I must point out that groups that are not practitioners of Chaos Magic will be very surprised when they practice these works that are recommended. And also I will recommend. Let's keep our hunger for learning strong here in Brazil or anywhere on the world. Hugs.
Okay, so here we are, the final piece of the puzzle. The Ordo Rosa Mysticae. This modern esoteric order that, well, they claim to have the keys to unlock all the ancient wisdom that's in La Magia Stellare. It's like, we've got a secret society wrapped up in a forbidden text.
Definitely takes things to a whole new level. We've been focused on, ancient deities, hidden worlds, and those creepy prophecies in the Necronomicon part. But now we're switching gears. A modern group claiming a connection to this ancient knowledge. What do they know?
Exactly. And Ripel, whoever he was, he's pretty vague about the order, just gives us a glimpse, leaving us to wonder, right, what do they believe? What do they do? What are they trying to achieve? It's like he's showing us a key, but not telling us which door it opens.
It's a great analogy. And we've got to remember, secret societies, initiatic orders, they've been around for a long time. Throughout history, people have formed groups to explore mysteries. Seeking knowledge, practicing rituals, trying to connect with something bigger than themselves.
So the Ordo Rosa Mysticae, they could be like a modern version of that, a group drawn together by this desire to unlock, the secrets of the universe. But what sets them apart is this link to the Necronomicon, this book most people think is just, well, made up.
Right. And that's where things get really interesting. If we say, okay, maybe this Necronomicon in La Magia Stellare is real, well, then the Order Rosa Mysticae, they become much more important. They're the protectors of this forbidden knowledge, keeping this flame alive that's been passed down for who knows how long.
That's a powerful image for sure. And it makes you wonder, right, if they have this knowledge, what are they doing with it? Are they just studying it for their own, enlightenment? Or are they trying to, I don't know, influence things in the world?
That's the big question. And Ripel, he doesn't give us any straight answers. We have to speculate, draw our own conclusions from the bits and pieces he gives us. It's like he's saying, go do your own research, dig a little deeper.
Oh, I'm tempted. But before we jump down the rabbit hole, let's take a step back. We've talked about a lot. Ancient deities, forbidden knowledge, the potential for, well, good and bad. What does it all mean for, the people listening to this? What should they take away from this whole deep dive into La Magia Stellare and the Ordo Rosa Mysticae?
That's the question, isn't it? I think it's about the power of belief. Do you believe the Necronomicon is real? What about the Ordo Rosa Mysticae? Whether you do or you don't, these ideas, they have a way of shaping how we see the world. They make us question what we think we know, consider the possibility that, well, maybe there's more out there than we can see.
It's like we've been given a peek behind the curtain, right? A glimpse into this world of hidden knowledge and ancient secrets.
Yeah.
And whether we believe it or not, it makes us think about what's possible.
Absolutely. And that's what I love about exploring these kinds of things. Facing the unknown, wrestling with questions that might not have easy answers. You might even learn something new about yourself, about the world around you.
So for our listeners, if you're feeling adventurous, I say go for it. Do some digging, explore, look into esoteric traditions and all that. You might be surprised what you find. Maybe you'll even find some clues about the Ordo Rosa Mysticae and their connection to all the mysteries in La Magia Stellare.
Yeah, but remember, always be careful. Use your best judgment. As we've seen, knowledge can be powerful, and it's up to us to use it wisely.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Well, folks, that's it for our deep dive into the mysteries of La Magia Stellare and the Ordo Rosa Mysticae. Thanks for coming along with us on this journey into the unknown. Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking those big questions, and keep an open mind to all the possibilities out there. There's a whole lot more to discover beyond what we see every day.
Ones whisper through the night, their voices burn in silver light. Laying your weight beyond the veil, through chaos winds the echoes wail. Cthulhu stirs in restless sleep, the ocean's heart